a new customer, Russell. That's good. Just pull forward into any bay you like. It's got cruise control, Russ, well done.
We're actually going into a bay further along.
Hi and welcome to the Go To Driving School YouTube channel. I'm Matt and this channel is all about helping you learn to drive faster and more efficiently with online learning to drive videos. Today I've met up with a new customer, Russell, and I've been called in today to help Russell, who's got a test coming up, and just go over any issues, I believe, which we're going to find out next.
Yeah, it's just manoeuvres. I've been driving on a provisional for the past year and a half. My uncle was a driving instructor, came over from Canada for a couple of months and taught me, so I feel really confident on the road, driving long distances. I've got to go down to Coventry in a couple of days, and I'm not fazed by that. But it's the little things, it's the manoeuvres, it's parking in. If you look at the car that I've got on the front, I'm parked forward on a really awkward drive. I should really be reversing into that, but I don't have the confidence reversing in because there's a street sign there. It's going to gash right up the side of my car.
Okay.
So it's the little things like that that I don't feel confident in doing at the moment, and I know that they're going to come up in the test next month. So I just want to make sure I've got those things polished, so you can point out the things that I need to work on, and then in the next couple of weeks I can work on those.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I can certainly offer you that. So manoeuvres is a thing that sort of concerns you. Is it also getting familiar with what's going to be expected on the test as well in terms of criteria? And
yeah, I've had the test twice.
Oh, so you've done some tests?
Yeah, but that was over 6 years ago. So that was probably over 8 years ago now.
Okay.
So things might have changed, and yeah, I definitely wanted to have a conversation about what to expect during the test, if there's anything new been added or like that.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Well, probably worth doing that now then, in terms of the test. So the test made a few changes last December. The changes are that you're now going to follow a sat nav. So 1 in 5 tests still does directions. You know, I think they would have done the following road signs before. But now mostly it's following a sat nav for 20 minutes instead of the 10-minute independent drive.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. They've got rid of the turn in the road, and they've got rid of, they just removed it from the test syllabus sort of thing, and the left reverse has been got rid of as well. So what we've got now is the pull forwards into a parking bay and reverse out, reverse back into a parking bay, then pull forwards and drive on out to follow any one-way systems or anything appropriate there. And we've got pull up on the right-hand side of the road now.
So yeah, on the opposite side.
Which isn't a parking exercise. It's not sort of described to you as that, but you'll need to do it safely, really.
Yeah,
so it's testing your judgment and
being aware of the road, etc.
So you've got to cross oncoming traffic potentially.
Yeah, yeah. Emergency brake.
Emergency stop's still there. It's 1 in 3 tests.
I do want to go over that as well, just because I can't exactly remember. I think it's Chaff Way and then brake. I can't really remember.
Okay, yeah, we'll go over that. You'll be asked a question on the move as well. Are you familiar with the show me, tell me questions from before?
I don't know what that means. I mean,
let me give you a sheet, and you can take this away and learn them. There's been a few added, which are just ones which I'll ask you on the move.
Are these like the engineering questions of what does your carburetor do and stuff like that?
Kind of, not that in depth, but stuff like how would you know where your coolant is and where would you...
Oh, alright.
Where is it and how would you know it's got enough?
Little things like that I can answer, that's fine, because I've had to deal with that.
Would you like a print off?
Yeah, I would actually, I'll take one, for sure.
Yeah. So that's there, there's all the Xiaomi's, tell me's on the back. And I'll ask you a few today anyway, just to sort of get you familiar with that format. Same with the sat nav. The trick is to be, you know,
I like the idea of the test being on a sat nav, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't have to bugger about with the instructor. It was the interaction with the instructor that, not the instructor, the test
examiner.
The examiner.
Yeah,
that's the one.
yeah.
Yeah, that was what was always messing me up, I think.
Okay.
Right. I used to always take my lessons with the radio on, and I took my test and I asked her, oh, can I put the radio on? It will relax me. She's like, well, you can if you want. And it was something about the tone of her voice. So I was just like, yeah, I'm not going to put the radio on. And it just sort of threw me a little bit.
It's not very good customer service by the sounds of it.
No.
Because their job is to make you feel at ease, and actually the radio is a proper part of real life driving, isn't it?
That was the thing. You said that if I want to take my test in my car,
Yes.
I'd have to get one of the mirrors put on so that they can...
Yes, best. I mean, they'll. If you did go there without them, they normally have spare ones that they can
that was my
provide.
question.
But it
They
would,
got ones that just stick on.
it would be a bit of messing around, and it's not starting off on the right foot. Really.
Yeah.
You want to go prepared. You want to go with the centre mirror and L plates front and back, and just make sure everything's road legal. So your test is when?
13th of August. So
13th of
practically
August.
a month.
Yes, that was it. Yeah.
But I'm in Coventry for 9 days
Okay.
in a week and a bit's time.
Right. Okay.
I think I get back from Coventry about 5 or 6 days before the test. Depends whether you're free, whether you've got the time, but if I could get a session in during that 2-hour period, if I feel I need it.
Before we get going, just need to do a quick eyesight check with you, and I need to check your licence, and then ultimately, so we'll do that now, and then I guess it's just goal setting for today. Do you want to start off with what we said, the manoeuvres, see what comes up with general driving in between?
That sounds about right.
Cool, and just to clarify, there's nothing that you're aware of that prohibits you from driving?
Nope.
Good stuff. And so if we could just do a quick eyesight check.
Well,
fantastic, job done. So it's just 20.5 metres that you need to be able to read. So yeah.
Oh.
So ultimately, at the end of today's session, how would you like to feel?
confident reversing. It's really mainly the reversing stuff. Because I mean, I've been driving around with my girlfriend next to me for the past year. I gotta admit, for the first 6 months of doing that, I was not being the most road aware person. I was being a bit childish and a little too fast. Going around with my uncle for the couple of months he was over, he really fixed a lot of that. So yeah, my driving on the roads, I've got absolute confidence in. It's the manoeuvres. It's reversing into a parking space. It's reversing around. It's stupid little things that I should have got ages ago. That I'm pretty certain I can do. But when I'm out day-to-day driving, I will use a different manoeuvre rather than the one that I'm not as comfortable with, which isn't practicing, it's not getting better. So it's little things like if I'm reversing around a corner or into a parking space, is there any point on the mirrors that I should be looking for when that car enters that mirror or window or whatever, when to go around? It's those little, I don't have those trigger points in my head. Obviously any trigger points in this car are going to be slightly different in mine because it's a smaller car, but I just refigure it out.
I can help you with that. The best thing to do is get over there. And I think first of all, let's see what your skills are like. It falls into three main categories for me. Control, so that's speed, and cruise control, which allows for it. Because if that's not right, the accuracy is probably not going to be right either, and the safety then is going to suffer. So it's control, observation, and accuracy. But accuracy is a result of the other two, I guess, or the control mainly. So
and awareness of the size of your car.
I think that's a plan. I've got somewhere in mind that we can head over to. Just want to bring you up to speed with how things are going to go. I'll give you directions in good time. If you're unsure, just ask me. And I don't mind repeating it. I've got the brake and the clutch down here, can you see? I won't use them unless I need to. I can use them for demonstration purposes or to get us out of trouble if we need to. But it shouldn't be a problem based on what you've said.
Did happen to me on my first test.
Did it?
I was a kid, stepped onto a zebra crossing as I was going over the zebra crossing, so that's an instant technical fail. But the instructor had a point that I should have been aware that he was by the zebra crossing and about to cross. Exactly. So just on that basis,
Okay.
But yeah, it's the only time I've had to have dual controls used.
Okay.
So far.
Alright, that's good. That's good. I've got my badge up here, look, it just says that I'm a qualified instructor, face matches and the number.
I'd probably trust you without that, to be honest, that's fine.
You've read the reviews. I think that's it really. So shall we give it a whirl? Let's get to it. So drive on when you're ready.
And your indicator is this one, right?
Before we get going, could I just confirm something with you? I just want to confirm it is, that's indicator. I don't want to resume my navigation. I just want to confirm with you, if anything comes up, am I okay to just feed back to you and let you know?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, please.
Yeah.
I thoroughly encourage that.
Yes, okay. Just wanted to confirm. Because sometimes I might wait if it's not appropriate. If I think it's going to distract you,
absolutely.
I might just wait, like, you know.
Yeah, no, I don't mind that either.
Or I might ask you to pull in on the left.
Yeah, you want to tell me at the time, you want to tell me when you think it's safer, whatever, as long as you tell me, you know?
Yeah.
So,
okay then, Russell.
That's why I'm here.
When you're ready, drive on.
Alright, new car. Oh, I don't...
The brakes a little bit sharp, so press them really lightly. Good. And take the next road on the right, I believe.
This one?
Keep going, just a bit quick.
Yeah.
Just slow it down a little bit. Feels...
Oh, that is sharp.
Right, okay. Touch down.
Yeah.
I just want you to take your time a little bit. Just ease your way into the pedals slowly, yeah? So if you're going to...
That brake's mental.
Just squeeze it lightly though, don't press it to stop as such. Press it.
Yeah.
Press it.
It's very different from my KA.
So we're still in third there. I'm just going to override that. Just let me
sorry, I really thought that was in first.
Just let me take control now.
Yeah, go for it.
Cheers. Just pop your feet off there.
Yep.
I've got it all. And just steer us left a little bit.
Yeah.
And we're going to do now what we should have done really before we moved off. It felt a little bit rushed and a little bit quick to move off there. And just stop us here. I'm in full control.
Yeah.
I've got everything there. Alright, and into neutral. Right. Now, when you press the brake for the first time, it is sharp.
Yeah.
But press it the thickness of a coin. Show me how thick that is with your fingers.
That's like that.
Literally.
Yeah, it's tiny. That's going to be difficult.
And before you increase that pressure, feel what that braking's actually doing for the car. So just take your time. So just look forwards for me, and just press the brake the thickness of a coin, if you could, without looking at it.
Without?
Yeah, just the thickness of a coin. Yeah.
That's it.
Now you'd...
literally just the tiniest amount of pressure on it.
At low speed, yeah.
Yeah.
And if that's not slowing you at the desired rate, press it the thickness of one more coin. But then freeze that. Otherwise, if you just go 20 quid,
wow,
bang on.
Delicate, man.
So, yeah.
No, that's good though. But it's different.
It's guidelines. It's obviously when you're going faster, you're gonna need to press it more. But what I would do is, when you're getting, holding back, meeting situation, trying to just ease your way into it like that.
I'm guessing we're gonna go up through junction 25 to get to.
You mean over the spiral roundabout, the big?
Yeah, where the Novotel and that was.
Yeah, is that okay?
Yeah, that's absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take this right then. If you carry on this road all the way up, it just goes along the estate on this quiet road, and then I can just muck around with these brakes for 2 minutes as I'm going.
That's fine.
Is that alright?
That's fine. As long as you keep us safe, make sure there's nothing behind us when if you have a little bit of a play with it, that'll be really good.
It's the road I grew up on as well, so I should know it quite well.
Also, I'm already thinking you don't use the handbrake that much. Could be wrong.
Oh, in terms of stopping at junctions and stuff like that, no, I don't.
You don't have to.
I know. Everyone keeps encouraging me to, but it's. I just feel more comfortable pulling away when everything's on my feet.
I got you. But what I've noticed is you're finding the bite and then coming off the brake. You're likely to stall that way and you'll have the car juddering and rumbling. So you always really should set the gas first.
Right.
So revs first, bite point, and then you're off. Nice smooth takeoff, nice and quick, if appropriate. But so yeah, it's a useful tool. It's like your third foot, isn't it? Because you've got two pedals, two pedals and 1 foot down there. It's why we stalled just, but the other reason was we were still in third.
Yeah, that's why I'm just doing this one now. Yeah, first. Yep. Right.
Yeah. Okay, so just take your time with it a bit more. And the bike point's about half. So at the moment, for example, you're still on the brake, but the handbrake's on. See what I mean? So you're still gonna, by the looks of it, come up, take the handbrake off, and still be on the foot brake, which wouldn't make
what
any.
I was going to do, yeah.
It wouldn't be logical in the slightest, if you see what I mean. So you'd have your revs because you
So you want like
revs first though, and then bite, because you're on an uphill. So you're asking the car to move off uphill in a petrol with just bite. It's likely to stall.
I mean, I wasn't going to do that. I was going to have revs when I pulled off with the brake, but it's saying on this with the... let's try.
Okay. Stop there.
Yep. It's not your bite point.
So before we get going, we need to find the bite and feel for it. Just relax, just take it. Just try not to rush to get going. It feels like you really want to get race off and get going.
There.
Just take your time. Right, just look forward, let me guide you. Just pop that clutch down. Right. Just look out here and don't look at your feet. Just look for that, just so it lifts. When it lifts, freeze your left foot. Just look out.
Oh right, watch moving.
Yeah. Because when you jump in a new car, this is stuff you're going to be driving new cars and different cars, aren't you? You want to jump in a car and test it out. Where's the bite?
This is much higher than my car.
Yeah, it is.
Really high. It's just acclimating. I'm just trying to like reset all the things in my head.
These are skills that can be used overall though, and I'd encourage you to consider it for your own, your own car and that.
Oh yeah, and especially seeing as I'm probably going to be taking my test in, not my car, in another car. Unless I can get that mirror, I prefer to take it in my car just because I know the car,
Yeah, it makes sense. It's not looked down on, it's not frowned upon or anything, like I said. The mirrors are cheap enough from Halfords, a couple of quid for a mirror. Anyway, so before you find the bite, your right foot should be in the go position on the revs. So revs on, and then you're looking for that tug. Hand on the handbrake. As soon as you find the tug, freeze both feet.
So there it is.
You can lower it just a smidge, somewhere there, yeah. So you're there, you're not going to roll back, are you now? And you've got power, so you'll be smooth.
Yeah.
Alright. You got time to spare, look. Look how smooth it feels as well. Handbrake's on a touch. Lift it up and press the button in. That's it.
The bite's gonna get annoying. No, I'll figure it out. Just figure it out.
It's early
No
days.
one's behind me now.
Okay, yeah.
Just get my test the brakes a little bit.
Alright. Good, yeah. Do that as many times as you feel necessary if there's nothing behind us. You know where you're going to get out of here.
Yeah. I literally
just let me know in advance.
Grew up on this street.
Just let me know in advance which way you're going to be turning, just so I know what to expect.
Yeah. Follow this road all the way around.
Yeah.
It will come out onto Derby Road, where we will turn left to go towards the junction.
Okay. Cheers.
That's the house I grew up in.
That was it.
You didn't move far.
No, you didn't, did you? I didn't either. Just round the corner, just like you.
Someone was telling me that they have changed it so you don't need to, like, it's not law to have to indicate to go around a parked car now.
Yeah, I don't think it ever has been.
Oh right, okay.
Nothing's been changed. It's just, you do that if it's needed, if it's necessary, if it's appropriate and not confusing. It's a mixture of reasons to why you might and might not. I'll give you some examples in a bit as to why we would. Or can you give me some examples?
That's gonna happen occasionally. For
revs first. You feel it a bit jerky, a bit shaky.
Yeah, I keep forgetting. My brain's automatically putting the bite point in the same place as my car, because it's just that's what it's been.
Yeah.
I hate this.
So revs as you're edging, because then if it's clear, you.
connected to the wheels, or it's just strange to me.
It's a small steering wheel. Have you
Like
noticed?
artificial. I had now you've said it actually. Yeah.
We're going to turn left then, aren't we? Here.
And is it still considered bad form to
You're going to say steering?
cross your hands over?
Nah.
It's fine, yeah.
You kept us under control then, didn't you?
Yeah.
So if it means that the vehicle loses control, or has the potential to.
Right.
So which way are we going? We're going ahead, aren't we?
Yeah.
Straight on.
Middle lane.
Okay. That's good. So long Eaton.
Yep.
Good, you've got it. So why would you check your mirrors then in these situations? You know, before you slow down?
To make sure there's not someone behind me that's really, really close to me that I might hit, or that might hit me.
Yeah.
And just in general on any roundabout, it's good to be aware of the cars that are around you. They're fairly chaotic points of the road. Is there anything that I'm massively missing here?
No, just that we'd give a... Do we want to know all that? But it's what we could do about it.
What we could do about it? How do you mean?
So if we know that something's really close and we've got quite a bit of slowing to do, we could give a signal earlier.
Right, yeah.
How could you give a brake signal without actually braking?
Do you flick the hazards on for a second?
Only at really high speeds.
Yeah.
You could brake the thickness of a coin and it would activate the lights but not actually slow you.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Ah, good Christ.
Any ideas why that happened and how we can prevent it?
Yeah, I wasn't giving revs.
Yep, that's it.
And the bite point is so high.
It is, it's about midway, yeah, on the lift from the floor.
Like,
Don't worry. What that's got is a three, it's very annoying, it's got a 3 flash minimum. So if you tap it or overdo it,
yeah,
it just keeps going.
So you can't just flick to indicate an intention to someone.
One flash is impossible.
This is so weird.
What car are you driving at the moment, you say?
KA Sports.
And it's petrol?
Petrol,
Yep.
power steering.
Okay, yeah.
But this feels so different. Like I said, this feels digital, whereas mine's analog. I feel like the wheels connected to the wheels on mine. This is...
Do you turn right at the roundabout, please?
Yep.
Second exit. Revs first. Better. Yeah, good. Might just give you a few of those reminders.
Yeah.
Just we don't want to be stalling in vulnerable places, do we, and stuff. Is that okay?
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. I will not take criticism poorly at all. Yeah, so I know these roads so well. I drive this most days. It feels so different in your car.
What, good or bad? Not sure.
No, it's just different, just unusual.
Yeah.
I am, yeah, like the pedals don't feel like they're pushing back on my feet at all.
There's no resistance. They're so soft, aren't they?
Everything here is so smooth and all the rest of it. I don't feel like I've got any resistance on the handbrake when I put it on all the way.
Yeah.
It just, everything's so smooth and clean in here. I don't feel like I'm actually interacting with the road. It's very strange. It's nice. It's a nice car.
Yeah. We're gonna go ahead, okay? Second exit.
Yeah.
second.
Roundabout, but
Get second before signalling. That way, the hand's done the gear. The legs might be lifted, or the clutch might be lifted up, but the hand's ready to pop the signal on. Then it'll be it'll be the better order to do it.
Yeah, that makes sense actually. It's just more efficient, essentially.
Just a little tweak, but your car will benefit, your wallet will benefit. So we'll turn left into the car park at the roundabout, and follow any sort of one-way systems or anything like that. Keep your eyes out.
I don't think I've actually driven in this car park.
Spotting them, don't we? Remember, gently.
Yeah, gently.
Gently.
I'm going to keep forgetting that occasionally.
Just easing your way into it. And projecting where you'd like to end up stopping at the same time is going to be helpful.
Yeah, I can do that in my car pretty well. That's going to take me some getting used to.
Revs first. That's it. Makes such a difference. Turning to one of the entries on the right.
On the right, yeah. That's one
there. And then, obviously we're not going to use this, but it's disabled.
Yeah.
But what we'll do, we'll come out and then we'll take the next entry on the left once we turn left here.
Oh no, I can go on that one, yeah.
Take this left. And then could you just pull forward into any bay you like? Any bay you like.
There you go.
Okay.
I want the biting point to be there, and it's up there.
Yeah. It's the more you do it, the muscle memory comes in.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's just familiarity with the car. It's just acclimating.
Yeah.
And getting used to the idea that cars are different. It's a nice one, though, man. I like it.
Yeah, does the job. I'm gonna get it cleaned tonight. Are we in?
That's better than I thought.
How was the control coming in? Would you say?
Into the car park?
Into this space.
Oh, not so great. The skip on the bite point just at the end, and it wasn't one smooth arc. I had to do it in 2 bits.
That's okay though. That's normal. That's expected. That's usual.
In that case, except for that little stutter with the bite point, I think it was all right.
Yeah.
Feel free to tell me differently.
Okay, so what we need, the way you come in almost felt like you was like driving in, if that makes sense, not
parking.
Yeah, not manoeuvring really. So I think if you'd have been at the bite kind of edging in as it, or got the clutch down early and then come up to bite and edge that last little bit and already been there, because you were slower a little bit earlier. I'm not talking dead slug pace, but a little bit earlier, already at the bite, get time to get your revs on. Yeah. Because for a minute you weren't covering your clutch. Thought, blooming hell, I've got to go in the back of this duster in front. Do you know what I mean? And they might have a towel bar sticking out. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But yeah. So the drive down, a few bits for you to pick up on. We've only got 2 days today, and for those watching, this is the first time I've met Russell. Do you want me to call you Russell?
Yeah, go for it. That's not a problem.
So first time met Russ today. And so I can't spend massive time digging into it, but if I could just give you the feedback, then you can go off and do, whatever research you need to at the end.
That's what I'm here for, man.
And I can point you to the other videos, can't I, as well?
Yeah.
There was a stop junction at the car park there. Did you notice it? Do you see it says stop and there's a... How would you identify...
Oh, as we were coming out of the disabled area.
Yeah. A bit picky, you could say, and you could argue we could see.
Yeah, but you're absolutely right. It's a real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, you're right. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah. So,
Though I did notice it, I just didn't register it as a stop sign. It was
okay.
That's weird actually. That is as though my brain went, in a car park doesn't matter, which isn't good, is it?
That's a good reflection, Russ. You know what? A lot of people I deal with, I get that feeling from them. Whether that's been passed subconsciously from parents or whatever the daddy is, I don't know. But well done to you, because that is the thing. So you've got to keep yourself on form in these car parks in that respect. How would you identify How would you identify through floor markings on a stop junction? 'Cause you get a few on the roads, don't you? You know, on the public roads.
I mean, some of them say no entry like that, just there.
Yeah, and what's the marking in front of it?
The solid line. Solid line rather than a broken line.
And it had one of them there. Now, I would tie that into, I think your approach speed is quite quick. There's been a few corners where you've kind of threw us into it. It feels like not too bad, but it's a bit. You could feel the car leaning.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So and your speed on the road's good. You'd straight up to 40. That's great. Proper progress. But just we want to spot the bends. Like we wanted to spot that and ease off earlier. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I used to do it. Before I was an instructor, I used to approach everything too fast, brake late. I was a late breaker.
Yeah, my girlfriend hates me for doing
Does
that,
she?
to be fair, yeah. Because I'll be driving up to Manchester or something along the country roads in the Peak District and it just terrifies her. I really enjoy it. I really enjoy it, and I feel like I'm being safe, but if I'm scaring her, then yeah, you're probably right.
And for me to say...
A little bit of control.
Yeah, so I think the biggest thing, spot the hazard or developing hazard and ease off sooner. Yeah, good idea. Does that make sense?
Yep, absolutely.
So just adopt that principle, that's going to help you out no end. Just trying to think, keep the gas work going, you've seen the consequences of not.
Yeah, that matters in this car.
Add it into your own driving in your own car and you'll find it easier and smoother and everything like that. Now, the parking then. So it's all about control, really, isn't it? With you, you said the clutch control and keeping the speed low. Was that what you said earlier?
I do struggle to keep the speed low. I find 5 miles an hour really difficult to stick at.
Do you mean when general driving around the car park? Because on the manoeuvring, you wouldn't even be doing one.
Right.
Do you want me to show you how I do it, and then you can tell me how that relates to yours, and then we can take it from there. 'Cause I think
I'm curious about that. Yeah.
With the time we've got, I think that'll be a good use of it. Because what a lot of people do, you see, is they'll then lift. They'll have the clutch up at bite. Well, if the clutch stays at bite, driving bite point, then the wheels are going to move, and they're probably going to move faster and faster. So you got to keep killing that. But I'll show you. I'll demonstrate a reverse park.
So you're just dipping above and below the bite point?
Pretty much. So I'm almost doing nudges on the clutch. So as soon as I feel the speed start to go a bit fast, clutching a millimetre.
Yeah.
So it's up to go, down to slow, up to go, down to slow.
Yeah, that makes sense.
If I don't do that, forget, you can throw the observations out the window. It's a safety element, which that's going to fail you. If you miss somebody coming because it was too quick.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. So I'll show you reversing out the bay, which is part of the test. If you drive forwards into one, so reverse on.
So on the test, it'll either be drive forwards and reverse out, or reverse in and drive out. So one of the two.
Yes, if you do pulling forwards, they usually use a public car park.
Right.
If you're doing the reverse, they'll usually use the test centre car park.
Okay.
Yeah. When you arrive at the test centre, though, I just tell you this to avoid any embarrassment or whatever, or messing around. Make sure you're reversing so that you're facing forwards, ready to start your test.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I didn't know that when I first qualified as an instructor, and have a guess what I did when I took my first customer to test. So
I mean, yeah, it does make sense. Any sensible driver should be reversing into the space for sure.
Better visibility coming out, really, if it's busier. But some car parks, and this is why they bought this pulling in forwards, some car parks, you're actually better to drive in forwards in terms of loading your boot or accessing the boot.
Yeah.
Some are designed like that.
Never even thought about it like that.
So you've got to weigh it up. But I think driveways and stuff, you're better to reverse in, aren't you? Because you got a better view.
Well, that's it. I mean, like
corners and.
Yeah, I really have to learn to drive, like reverse in onto my drive, because it's a ridiculous drive to reverse out of, as it is.
I mean, if you wanted me to go over your driveway with you, because
actually, yeah,
you could then apply those concepts to all the rest. But
I'm not entirely sure I want to do my driveway in this car though.
Got you. I could look at it in yours with you.
Because yeah, it's just right there. There's the sign for Willow Rise, and it's steel. And I've just, if that gets connected with a car, it's bad damage to the bodywork. So that's why I've never really dared to reverse into there. So that'd be on me.
One thing
I don't mind doing that in my KA though. That thing's going.
Yeah.
So that thing's going to the trash in a couple of years anyway. So
if you want me to go over it with you, I'm more than happy to, because at the end of the day, this is about real life driving, not just the test. And I think in terms of reversing and obstacles, there's one thing or two things that can help you out now, and is these door mirrors. Are you using them much when you're reversing?
I have to. I've got a wall that doesn't come up to the window, like a 2-foot wall below the window, so I've got to use them.
Okay. Because we could probably chat a bit more about your mirror use as well, you know, just general procedures, and I didn't see you checking the door mirrors much on the drive down, but anyway, I don't want to... Anyway, I'll just let you know and we can talk about it a bit more in a bit. We've got some videos I can direct you to, and that could teach you if you like. Save you a bit of money and time here. Anyway, reversing out then.
Yep.
So I'd go in reverse, I'd prepare the car for gradient. So the thing is, if I release the handbrake, look, it would roll anyway.
Oh, it would?
So, you know, because car parks always have a slant. You see, it rises up and then it goes across.
So the water drains away, yeah.
But I can use that to my advantage. If I already have a bike point, I'm going to go backwards, and I've got loads of things to look out for. So I can have the foot on the foot brake here, handbrake up. Reverse is in, so I'm giving a signal with the white lights and checking around. So you're working from right shoulder all the way around to the direction of traveller. You're doing this currently looking over your left shoulder at the back screen when you're reversing.
Yes. Reversing, I'm scanning everything around.
Good. This should be the main point of vision at the back here. So if you watch what I'm doing, and the arrows point that way, don't they? So I'm gonna steer so I'm facing that way when I reverse out. Yeah. That's something to consider. Nothing going on around me. And then you see it start to pick up speed. So I'll clutch to the floor, cover the brake, a little bit of brake. So I'm controlling the roll with the brake.
Right.
Starting to steer now. Because if there's cars next to you, Deaton. Now I need the bite because I'm not rolling. So up to go, down to slow, up to go, down to slow. Now it won't be that slow, but I'm just showing you that's what you could look to achieve. You're not allowed to reverse in the bays behind you.
Oh, you're not allowed to use them as well. That makes sense because they won't always be there. There might be a wall there, right?
Okay. You don't have to put the handbrake on or anything here. You go straight from reverse to first. You just want to check around. Make sure nothing coming through, revs on, try and avoid those over there. And again, just a bit of clutch control here, could be something around the side of the van. So I think your driving could benefit from probably a little bit more anticipation. I think you're aware of it anyway, you said, didn't you?
Yeah.
You said at the beginning. Now in theory I should stop there, but that's just seemed to be silly really. Anyway, I'm gonna reverse. I'm going to reverse into one of these bays here. Yep. Okay. So when I come in, I want to make sure I've got a reasonable gap between me and the end of the bays here, and just straighten it up there. Now, if I turn when one of these lines is halfway on my door, test this out on your car. It should work. Bit of clutch control there.
So you reversing back when that line hits halfway through your door.
So I'm going to reverse a little bit so it comes in back here.
Yeah.
Full right lock. But before I start, so I've got the reverse lights on. So if somebody comes behind, then I want to do. I'm going to set the right door mirror down a bit. This is the... Don't stare in there, but this holds all the information as to... Because what's going to hit first? Because you don't want to drive over the lines too much. Yeah. It's the back right tyre, isn't it? If it's a right reverse park. So that is really going to give me lots of information as to, shall I make a correction? Shall I take some of this lock off? To make this...
they oversteered or whatever,
So I'm going to put handbrake on to come off the foot brake. Set the feet, low bite. If I feel I'm going too quick, I'll clutch in straight away. So I've already got in my head I'm going to steer fairly soon based on that reference point, and it's clear all around, so that's not going to come over.
Nice.
Okay, so just bearing everything in mind. So here we go, and now full right lock. left shoulder check, there's nothing coming, so it's safe for that.
Because your nose is going to swing out, right?
That's it. And now look in here with me, if you need to lean down, but can you see that that's going to go into that bay quite nicely there?
I can see from here, yeah.
But in the mirror, if you can, because that's what you're going to see. And that's going to tell you, shall I take some off? Shall I leave this on?
Yeah.
It depends how your timing is and your speed as to when you put the lock on. Now obviously I can be going a bit faster than I do usually, but I would start off with this. And then you start seeing the left one come into play. And then you're looking left, right, obviously look around as well, don't get fixated on them, because, and the next thing is straightening up soon, isn't it? So that nearly looks parallel, that nearly does, and steering off as I'm moving. Clutch control to give me time to look and judge and keep everything safe before I move backwards again. Keeping that dead straight. Look, so I press against it, I do, so you don't do this without me realising.
Oh, that's good.
And then you want to know, you want to know that your back end isn't over the line in the other bay.
Right.
So if you look over your right shoulder, the white line could be a curb on another day. See the white line that separates this bay and the one behind.
Yeah.
Should appear in this bottom corner of the door, this bottom apex. It should look as though it's running through.
Right, yeah, got you.
Alright, does that mean...
Yeah. I mean, there's a frame of reference that won't work in my car because it's smaller, but that...
You'll be surprised.
That, actually, as soon as I looked around and understood what you were talking about, that is a really good one.
Yeah. There's many ways.
That's the sort of thing that I'm after from today, the reference points in my head so that I can actually stick things in.
Quite a few videos, actually ones in this car park, of this for you to study, but obviously live in the flesh, there's nothing better really.
Alright.
To set you on with. Do you understand the type of control and how that benefited?
Yes, very much so.
You've got to give the hands time to follow the eyes, and if the eyes haven't got time to look, forget it. You might be able to get away with it, but the safety will go out the window. You know, you'll miss people, you'll miss cars, you'll miss... And car parks are funny, because people walk through gaps, you don't see them coming. So, any questions? You've told me your thoughts.
I think so.
Yeah. Do you want to go?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's anything other than reversing into parking spaces that I've been worried about as I've been doing it out on the roads or anything like that.
Do you want me to show you how we do a forwards one?
I'm actually not worried about this.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Just keep covering the clutch.
That's what I've been doing for the past year.
Yeah, yeah. Alright. But cover your clutch, because you're a bit late getting to it, which means we're stopping with that duster.
Just trying to...
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, let's get onto this then. And then... so you do want to practice this while I'm with you. It's core skills really, the control element of it, so you can transfer that to whatever, and then you can pick up reference points. I did move
right, yeah. It's slightly different from this angle.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
It's I did move the seat slightly, Ross, so
I know.
if you want to do your clutch test again and just make sure it's good for you.
Click forward. Okay, so...
And how would you like to do this? Do you want to give it a go based on what you've just seen, or do you want me to help you if I think you need it?
Oh, I want you to help me if you think I need it.
Okay.
I was just trying to figure out where to park. There's a bit of me that wants to park just there, but I'm not going to do that, not straight away.
Should we replicate what I just did? Pull out?
Yeah,
and then just reverse back in? Go clutch down there, that's it. Let it roll. Try and let the clutch down.
Yeah.
Try and let the car slow itself down more rather than you having to brake last second.
Your car does roll quite a lot. Or like it likes to move. I don't know, it's good bearings or whatever, but my car doesn't do that. If you take the foot off the clutch, it wants to stop completely.
Also, what we've done is, we haven't really left much space between the end of the bays and the side of the car. So if you're doing a right part, remember you want a decent gap between you and the end of the bays.
Right,
so you've got a bit of space for a turning circle before you enter the lines.
Yeah, if I was going forward,
For adjustments.
I'd do that automatically. You just arc
Yes,
it around.
you're
I'm
the
not
left,
thinking
aren't you?
about it doing.
Yeah. So you've got to do it. It's the same with reversing.
Yeah, of course. Makes total sense.
Before you get to that bite, bring your right foot off the rev, because otherwise you won't really be able to do clutch control. Revs first. Revs first. And just a quick one there, because I was engrossed in that as well. Did you check all around, left shoulder included, before you moved off then? Because you definitely want
not
to be
over left shoulder, no. I mean through there, but that's not what you're asking, is it?
So
there's a car behind me. I'm just gonna go.
Okay. So we're going to turn right here, okay? And what must we do at this junction?
Oh, we must stop.
Did you stop?
I was about to ask you whether that was legal.
Next on here.
Oh, just it.
Now, it's got to actually
It's
stop.
got to actually, yeah, I was curious.
Okay. So if we're doing a park on the right, then we want to hold this line, really. Which should leave an adequate gap there to swing and
for that bay there, which means turn it that
just check that mirror before you stop, that middle mirror, make sure nothing's turned in. You don't want to be braking there, there could be something behind us.
Oh right, wait, I was stopping there, yeah, sorry.
Okay.
I knew there was nothing behind us, but that's...
It's from an old check though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. So you said, right, so when that line gets to here...
Yeah. Halfway on the door.
And then full lock, and that's 1.5 turns on this.
Yeah, 1.5 turns. Revs before you get to bite. And before you move, don't move. You're going to check all around. So you prepare, then observe, and then move. Remember that every time. POM. Prepare, observe, and move.
Yeah.
Okay.
Acronyms. That's what I've been missing.
The joys.
They work though, they stick in your head.
They do, yeah. So revs first, can't hear any. That's it. Just a little bit.
God, it's so delicate, man.
And we still clear of this left shoulder, no kids coming towards or anything, yeah. Okay. That's good clutch control, Russ, well done. It's coming up, isn't it? So well done. Good.
That's the lock.
That's it. And then just pause it there, clutch in. Right, that you've bought loads of time for yourself there. You wouldn't stop necessarily, but you'd do that earlier, what you just did with your foot. Yeah. How's it looking in the right mirror in terms of the back right tyre and the end of the line that it appears that we're going into, bay?
So we're actually going into a bay further along than I anticipated.
Okay, that's fine. I'll explain what happens in a minute. But if you carried on this turning circle...
I'm going to be in between the two spaces, by the looks of it. I'm going to have two wheels in one parking space, 2 wheels in the other.
So does that mean that you might need to make this turning circle less sharp, yeah? So if you took off, or if you peeled off 1/2 an hour chunk and bring that red band back to the top, it's not going to turn as sharply. So keep the clutch on the floor, come off the brake. Does it roll? Set the revs next. That's because if it rolls, that's good. That's a controlled slow roll. You could use that.
Just use the gravity.
Exactly. Rather than find the bite and then you're too quick to make adjustments and see stuff. Yeah. Keep that clutch still. And we're looking in that right mirror again. Is that adjustment okay? Are we going to avoid those lines? Doesn't matter if we clip the edge.
I'm unsure as to the amount this is going to turn because
pause there. How are we looking in the left mirror? Because you need to take that can be a consideration as well.
That's where the curve is. So yeah, absolutely.
So we're fine, aren't we?
Yeah.
So you need to look around a bit more. Keep your speed slower so it allows for that. Yeah. So set your. Well, don't go off the brake with him reversing. I understand why he's getting gone because he's probably been waiting ages, bless him.
I hate those moments as a learner, you're holding up with the traffic.
Well, don't worry about it, they all learnt.
Yeah.
You know, everybody has to learn, so don't.
It's more, I think it's more just embarrassment.
Don't be embarrassed. Revs
That
first.
does roll now.
Okay, so the tool is handbrake on.
It's rolling forwards.
Keep your hand on it, don't take it
That's
off, because it's the next thing you're going to do with your hand. Sometimes I just hold it without even letting go of the button, I do, just so it's dead quick to take off. Before you move though, you need to check all around if you stop, because things could develop around you. You need to do a
It's
full...
car park, people could have just walked behind me and all the rest of it.
But you're checking and you're not prepared. So you're going to check, then move, and then observations you've just done aren't valid, because it's going to be 2 seconds between when you last checked and then when you actually set up again and start moving. So you want to prepare, then observe, then move. Every time. Pom.
Right, yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I
Knit it
do
together.
get that, yeah.
Okay. So revs on, bike point. Before you check, don't bother checking
Yeah,
yet.
yeah,
Don't
sorry,
bother.
it's in my head now.
Alright. I know, it's undoing those habits, isn't it? Bike point a bit lower. If it's really rumbly and really high lift or drop on the bonnet, if it's reversed, then it will be too high.
That's pretty.
So just a tiny, somewhere there, a little bit of revs, hand on handbrake, hand on wheel. Now, you are prepared, hands and feet, yes?
And now you do that.
Then your observation.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah? See, and that can allow for that.
Get the point of that now.
Mm-hmm. Good stuff. Keep that speed similar-ish to this, and you have all the time to spot what you need to do.
Way further back than that.
Yep. Remember revs first. Think about your steering wheel also. Looking at the back as well. Remember, it's the direction of travel at the left shoulder. And go a little bit further back, I reckon, can't we? Couldn't we? If you look, at their mirror and look at ours.
Oh right, yeah. I was just
That's-
doing the line thing. It was about where you said it'd be.
Yeah. It can be here or there, but look at other clues as well.
Yeah.
And have a look at that back if you're moving, because that's the direction of travel. Are we good there?
Yeah.
Okay. All right then. So how was that for you? Obviously different.
It was. Well, I don't feel like I got the corner, like the actual turning in bit. I didn't get anything from that, because with the point where you asked me which bay I was going to go into and told me to half turn it, I got no gauge as to how much the wheels had moved by the half turn, because we'd done it at a standstill. So I'd like to do that again as one movement so that I can feel that a little bit more.
Exactly that. Yeah, it makes sense. What do you think about the preparation and the observations?
Oh no, yeah, that's you're absolutely perfect on that. Completely right, and just never heard that acronym before.
Haven't you? It's one of my faves, that is, to be honest. It works tremendously well, and I use it religiously just without thinking about it, because it is so accurate and precise. And I don't do things for the sake of it, because I'm a real driver, I'd like to think.
Yeah.
You're going to be asked to pull up a number of times on your test, aren't you? As many as 5 times, or maybe more, maybe slightly less. So if you're not using POM to move off from the side of the road, particularly busy ones, you're going to check your shoulder, look back forward, then you're going to set your feet up.
That's the point. Do they still parallel park on tests?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mind trying that.
Yeah, I did a video on that the other week. It was my last video, actually. So, yeah, so shall we, I mean, do you want to give that another go? Spend some time doing that now?
Yeah, I do want to just try doing that one now.
Okay. Same again, if I can help you I will, but leave you to it if you're going okay.
Yeah.
Oh, before we do, Russ, can I just clarify something?
Yep.
Why is it important that when you're reversing, you're majoritively looking out of the left, over the left shoulder, out of the back windscreen? Why is that important, and not just staring over the right one, or looking in this guy, for example?
Because when you're looking over your left shoulder through the back window, you are covering both your blind spots. As a guess, to be honest.
You're covering your left one. You can see out your left peripheral, can't you? Peripheral vision. You can't see the right.
No, I can't actually.
But you wouldn't see
I can't really see it from this one either, actually. But
if you lean a bit, though.
Yeah. If we can go around there.
But you know, and if you looked at this, you wouldn't see the right either, would you? But you wouldn't see the left.
No.
So you're much better. You'll see things. For example, if that black car over there was reversing out of the bay, and it was only looking in this mirror, it wouldn't see you coming up the car park, would it?
No.
Only when you're behind it. So again, that's quite a big thing in terms of safety when reversing here. But you're right, I'll keep looking around everywhere, you know, but always go back to that as the main sort of base, if you like. Okay.
Yeah, usually when I'm reversing, I just kind of look a bit crazy. My
Do
head's
you?
spinning off around everywhere. I'm fully aware of everything that's happening around me, but it doesn't look great.
Save yourself a little bit of headache with a bit more structure, I reckon.
There you go.
Well done. So what gap are you going to leave between you and the end of your desired bay?
I'm going to aim for... Oh, wait. You mean between this line and where I'm going to put the car? I'm going to try and put the right-hand wheel just to the right side of that grate. Can you see the grate?
Yes, I can.
It's about there, same place.
Yeah, makes sense.
Sound about right?
Yeah. About a car's width, roughly? So keep that clutch still, when you're moving, because up would mean go, as in go, drive type of thing. Clutch down early, feather the brake, just feathering it.
Yeah, your brake's interesting, man.
Could the handbrake be
emergency
useful?
brake has to be really rough in this car.
It works.
Oh, sure. Cool. Yeah, alright.
Pick a line to choose on, to steer on. Clutch back down. There. And then you're going to need your...
Oh, and then just roll.
Feather the foot brake if necessary, Revs back on before you get your bite. Check your left shoulder because the car's about to swing outwards. Don't brake though.
You did it.
You want to use clutch control and balance. You ever heard of the holding biting point?
The holding biting point.
You want to be achieving that. So if you use holding bite now, that's it there.
Right.
You hold still. So you're in control still, aren't you? Clutching, it's too fast.
Yeah.
But not stopping. So you've got to be adjusting that more regularly. Okay. That wasn't too bad, was it?
No, that was okay actually. And my only thing there was 70-80% of my visuals and cues were coming from here. And if it was a busier car park, I don't feel like I had the awareness of the rest of the car park because I was concentrating there, but that might just be like first time doing the manoeuvre or whatever.
Yes, I think that's an honest reflection.
Yeah.
If you monitor, so what I would do, the second the speed starts to get faster than that,
I don't notice when that happens.
You don't notice?
I don't notice, no.
You know why? Because you've probably always kind of done it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aim for the speed of, how slow would be an older person with a Zimmer frame, do you think?
2 mile an hour, something like that.
Aim for that. If you feel it's a bit slow, you can speed it up. If you feel it's too fast, of course, you've got time to sort it out. But generally, if you aim for that, it'll be right. And always work. Have in your mind, holding point, holding bite, driving bite, holding bite, driving bite. Soon as because you haven't got to move the clutch up for it to get faster, you see.
Yeah.
Once you get to that point and then plates start fusing and connecting to get it, the car will start moving faster just by itself. So the very second you feel it, kill it.
Right, yeah.
Control it.
Yeah.
Firefight, to avoid firefighting later.
Yeah.
So that's it really. So have a good play with clutch control, but a key part of clutch control is on the gas as well. To back you up.
Yeah.
Coordination.
Yeah, I need to I need to slow everything down, actually. It's one of the things my uncle told me.
Did he? I bet he did, yeah.
The one thing you don't want to do on your test is rush. The best thing that can happen on your test is you get stuck behind a tractor. Don't overtake that thing. Spend 20 minutes behind the tractor. You know, they'll be forced to put you through the test. Just because you were stuck behind a tractor. But yeah, there's no problem taking some time doing things. I'm just a bit impatient.
The mentality, I think, is a big thing going in. If you think of it, right, and I can tell you, they aren't expecting perfect.
Right.
And they don't expect it to be the finished article. How could they? The driving standard is actually quite a low standard. They're not aiming to produce excellent drivers, although as an instructor I am.
Yeah.
And safe, obviously, but safety is the main thing. So if we break that down, if you give yourself more time to look, assess, decide and act, LADA for short, there's another acronym for you. Love them,
LADA.
LADA. There's an improvement, yeah, to be fair. Good to see you looking at the back a bit more as well. I tell you what would be a test fail usually. Usually I say, when the car swings outwards and the nose of the car swings round, you must check that shoulder before it swings round.
Right.
Because if there's something there, you'd swing into it, you wouldn't see it.
Yeah. I need to make more of a point of looking at it. Because I'm checking that. But as I'm going there, on my way to here, I'm looking at it that way.
It's quite quick, isn't it?
It's very quick.
And it can be. It doesn't. I wouldn't say make it like silly when you make it obvious. Just make sure it's enough time for you to interpret, not just to see. Because sometimes we see, but we don't see. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, you don't know whether things are in motion or not, right?
Yeah, or you can see it but not see it. Like it's there and you've seen it, but it's not registered as such. No, we all do it.
Yeah,
we all do it. I think you were a bit miffed about the bay you ended up in, weren't you? Why it took so long, or why
this bay?
Yeah.
This one here. No, actually, that was me. I didn't get to gauge the turning circle last time, so that was me trying to figure that out. And well, it's actually not exactly the angle that I wanted it to be at, but it's close enough within the space.
Just to let you know then, the method we've just used, just so you know, you've turned on that first line, yeah? So we'll call that line 1, 2, 3. You'll always end up between 3 and 4 from the initial point of turn line, okay? But the other important thing to mention is, yeah, do you see what I mean? The other important thing to mention is you don't have to do this right angle type thing. You can kind of come in at an angle and reverse. This is just a method that I can teach you. Yeah. There's no dead set way really, as long as it's safe, under control. Okay.
Yeah, most of the manoeuvres, once I've got the confidence in reversing and the spatial awareness of the car, most of it should just fall into place. But it's little acronyms and points of references are really helpful though.
Do you want a print off of the Bay Park that can remind you about a few things?
Not so much. Okay. Just because I don't tend to learn so well from pictures. Right. I'm presuming you have a video on this?
Yes.
Yeah,
many.
that will.
Many.
Video visuals work way better than pictograms for me, so.
Okay, yeah.
I'll be watching those.
Just go on to driving test manoeuvres, and there's various lessons with various people in various different car parks on how to do this.